The years we've been hanging out with each other, I figured one of these days you'd come in prepared and I could just kind of kick back and answer questions for
I come
you.
in with something every day, and then you just kind of take it over,
yeah.
which is fine because it's always content. But I actually have a couple things. So
Did you want to talk about me?
Don't we talk about you enough?
My actual the fact that for years we had actually talked.
Oh, so now you lied to me. Now you had something.
We were caught up in other insurance agencies and their crud. And so after getting my head straight, finally, and after years of having you here, we switched over to Barrett Insurance, and things have been extremely smooth. You've been extremely helpful in this time. Now, since I've been with you, we've actually switched 3 times, I believe.
Twice.
Twice?
Twice.
All right.
Yep.
And some people would say, well, I don't want to switch so much. I don't want. You don't need to if you don't want to. But
No, you
I think there's continuously, better things that we look at. And as your family expands, grows, depending on where you live, you want to bundle. Here's one of my questions is, if I had one company for renter's insurance and one company for car insurance, when I leave one for car insurance, should I leave with the renter's insurance, or should I just keep that separate?
Not if you don't want to.
Okay. It's perfectly fine.
That's perfectly fine. There's nothing saying you have to have both with the same company. There could be some cost savings involved. As we've mentioned in the past, if you have an auto insurance policy and you're a renter, you don't own your house, get a renter's policy, because the amount of money you'll save on your auto is essentially going to make up the difference in what it costs to have your renters. So at that point, just do a cost comparison. You may find it's better to stay exactly how you are, having one, your home or renters with one company and auto with the other.
This is how I see it, though. Like if I was out dating and the person was like, yeah, I've been with 75 people, things haven't worked out so well, I'd go, So if an insurance carrier is looking at me and they're like, well, this guy's changed insurance policies quite a few times over the last couple of years.
They don't do that, luckily.
Really?
Yeah, they look at...
Do you see that coming, though? Is that something...
It's somewhat there.
Possible?
I mean, they're looking to see how long you've been with a carrier. Some companies will
6
have
months.
a different rate if you've been with them for a year or less. Some will have a different rate if you've been with them a year or more. Some will have a different rate if you've been with them for 3 years. The thing with longevity of being with a company, like we've said in the past, is that you want to grow that experience, because God forbid you have that incident and you have that accident. If you've been with a company for 6 months, boy, they're going to look at it differently than if you've been with them for 3 years.
Right.
Because they have experience of you not having accidents or violations, and then you have one, they go, oh, well, that's kind of a random thing. But 6 months into a new policy, they're going to go, whoa, wait a minute. Is there a pattern going to be happening here? What's the deal?
So how did you get to save me so much money this time around?
I paid off a couple of my bills.
And a couple of friends
funded my retirement account and paid off my mortgage, and now I can switch you.
Drove down to Hartford and said, here's a 20. Just go ahead and...
In fractions and different variations, what we do is when we're shopping and when we talk to people about shopping, we're looking at driving history and everything like that. And to me, I think you're at a point where we can comfortably move you to another carrier.
Now, do you look at your own people every 6 months to a year, or do you let them come to you and say, hey, I'd like you to look at this?
Goes both ways. Goes both ways. If we see something that's really...
It seems like time to sit through and work through all of the people that you have, that you care for, through Barrett Insurance Agency, that unless they came to you, you would just know that you're covered and taken care of.
Right.
I got this.
Right.
Cool.
We have little flags that we've kind of, put in place. Like, okay, if the coverage looks really off, or if the price looks really off, or if we know definitively, if there's telltale signs on that particular policy that it has been a long time since we've talked to them, and we don't catch all of them. We try to. We're still working on the best practice to do that. But if we can find something that doesn't look right, we will initiate a call and probably try to do a review.
Those are flags like issues that they see arise, not they have flags with big B's on them. I claim this Barrett land. Do you have a flag? Too bad.
Get on. Get out of here.
I am the one.
I am Spartacus.
Spartacus, yeah. 748-2345. If you ever have a question about anything that Barrett and I discuss, or you wanted to just, say, hey, I think you guys are great, which I'll always take. Yeah.
You like that.
I'll take all
accolades
the accolades
are
I can
welcome.
get. Yep.
So I do have one quick hit for you this morning that I could go into for about 5 minutes, but I promise to keep it about 4.5.
Okay.
banks are sent, if you get a notice from your mortgagee that you don't have insurance, I want to throw just a quick thing out there to let people know that it's highly likely they do. But Tom Cruise mailed it, Mission Impossible style, and kind of snuck it into the back room. So if you are ever in receipt of that, we actually could hire somebody full time for this, practically, to keep mortgagees and, in some cases, lost payees for vehicles up to date on insurance. They get copies of your policy when your policy renews, when your policy lapses, when your policy reinstates. So their checks and balances will a lot of times initiate that type of a letter. We've seen people who have escrow accounts with their bank. The bank pays the escrow for their insurance renewal, and then we get a letter from the bank, or the insured gets the letter from the bank saying they don't have insurance, which they often call hazard insurance, which we never call it that, but that's the way that they reference homeowners or
I
insurance.
thought I heard something about that on our sister station. Not that I ever listened, Magic 97.7 the other day.
It's a hot topic. I'm seeing a lot of it right now, so I really wanted to bring that up real quick. So if you ever get that, here's how good we are at this. You have on the top right or the top left, you'll have a reference number and sometimes a control ID and a toll-free number or a website. Give us that information. We'll take care of it.
All right.
It's very simple. And the Relay for Life kickoff is tonight at the Kingdom Tap Room at 6 o'clock.
The King of the Wing Challenge. I just had Paula and Fred in here the other day.
Why didn't you hop in on that? You don't like wings?
No, I love wings, and I think I would have won. A, it's past my bedtime, and B, it's past my bedtime. So, $100. I'll give $100 to the Relay for Life. We donate a lot of our time and money to a wonderful cause, and a lot of us here have had very personal experiences with cancer. So
yes.
It's not that at all, believe me. And I didn't want to show up and be like, I come to a food eating contest and everybody's like, oh man,
I'm dropping out.
They brought a ringer.
I'd be taking my time, dipping my wings in like a ranch
You'd be
or
like
blue
a pool
cheese.
shark, just kind of dip your toes in the water, then go for it.
What are you at right now? 7? Yeah, I've already eaten 43. So just
let me know when you want to play.
Can I get a Diet Coke over here? This is Barrett Insurance. If you have questions,
not a lot of chicken on these bones.
Give a call. Stop gnawing on my arm. What a lovely waitress. You can call Barrett at
748-5224. Visit our website, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, and YouTube. All Barrett Insurance Agents.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.